This mini lecture outlines the underlying sources of a cost advantage, one of the two generic strategies that companies can use to offer unique value to customers. By the end of this mini lecture, you should understand the key levers a firm can pull to successfully win in the marketplace through lower costs and lower prices. First, it may seem obvious, but in order to win by offering lower prices, you must have lower costs. Companies that try to offer low prices without having the lowest costs eventually lose to companies with lower costs. For example, Kmart tried to offer low-priced products like Walmart, but eventually went bankrupt and was acquired by Sears because it simply couldn't make money at those low prices. Kmart's costs just weren't low enough. There are 5 primary ways to generate a cost advantage over competitors. First, economies of scale. Second, learning and experience. Third, proprietary knowledge. Fourth, lower input costs. Or fifth, using a different business model. The first of these, economies of scale, refers to a situation where a firm sells greater volumes of product than anybody else, thereby allowing the firm to lower costs per unit by spreading their fixed costs of production over sales. A simple way to think about this is to imagine 2 roommates who decide to share the $3,000 cost of purchasing a big screen TV. In this case, the cost per roommate is $1,500. If, however, a third roommate joins in the purchase, the cost per roommate will decrease to $1,000. And if 6 roommates participate, the cost drops to $500 per roommate. The more roommates over which to spread the cost of the TV, the lower the cost per roommate. In similar fashion, companies can spread the costs of their facilities and equipment, R&D, advertising, and so on when they have more customers to share the cost. For example, Walmart's advertising costs are only about 0.5% of sales, compared to roughly 2% of sales for Sears Kmart. Walmart actually spends 3 times more on advertising than Sears, but because its sales volume is 10 times greater, its advertising expense is much smaller as a percentage of its sales. In similar fashion, Walmart sells roughly 35% more volume in each store compared to Sears Kmart. This means that Walmart can spread the same rental cost per store across higher sales volume. The result is effectively a 35% lower specific rental cost for Walmart. Thus, economies of scale are critical to Walmart's cost advantage over Sears Kmart. A second way that companies pursue a cost advantage is through greater learning and experience at production or selling. In effect, implementing the adage, practice makes perfect. These companies rely on the fact that humans can perform tasks more efficiently, more quickly, with greater dexterity, the more a task is repeated. For example, in the aircraft manufacturing industry, companies like Boeing and Airbus have found that their labor costs per aircraft drop by roughly 20% each time the volume of production doubles. Doing a task many times, like building lots of airplanes, helps people not only become more efficient, but also more effective. That is, they find better ways to complete the task. Like economies of scale, cost advantages that come as a result of learning typically require higher volumes of production relative to competitors. The reason? The more products you produce or sell, the more opportunities you have to learn how to do it better.